Six Prison Story family salute, y'all. It's your boy Tim Snow back here with another one, man. I know it's Sunday afternoon. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Kind of relaxing, enjoying yourself, taking it easy, getting ready for the work week. I know that's what I'm doing. Just figured I'd come tap in, see what everybody's got going on, talk about this little incident right here that's been in the news. TDCJ guard officer arrested for bringing in contraband items in the Walls unit. And anybody that did time back in the day, I think that's the only place they released from, right? It didn't matter where you went to prison at or where you were coming from or whatever. Everybody was going home from the Walls. So there's a bunch of us that are extra familiar with it. Same place that had that big fire recently. JoJo, what's up, JoJo? Salute, Travis. And usually the public, right, they rejoice when they catch a prison guard bringing in contraband, stuff like that. But I'm going to talk a little bit about it from the inmate side today, because in all reality, there is a real life prison ecosystem, or what do you say, prison economy. That'd be the right way. I'm sorry. The prison economy revolves around all kinds of things, from whether it be contraband brought in, things inmates can steal, things inmates can sell, basically anything to make a profit off of, right? What's up, man? Let me shout out to everybody in the comments. Dr. Death, what's up? Gary, Mike Bradley, salute. What do you mean what Bear County's been doing? I'm not too sure. Lace me up. But anyway, what I was saying is the prison economy is real, right? Like, we got Gary right there, my man, in the comments. Salute to him. His hustle was the craft shop. The craft shop allows you to get all kinds of things that other people can't get in a prison, right? And it allows you to be valuable to the officers, because guess what? When you can make cool things that they want, cool things that their family would like, you can make them Christmas presents for their wife, boots for the warden. You're extremely valuable. There's other people, man, they're the hamburger guys. Like, literally, they might cook and sell black market hamburgers all day. There's no end to this, right? People selling homemade soap. Somebody's fixing radios. Somebody's doing something. And the reason the prison economy is so desperately needed by inmates is because so many of them are in there with the lack of support, right? Some of them have outlived their families. True enough, some of them have did stuff so foul that their families don't want to support them no more. And some of them's families are just out there on drugs and low income and can't do anything. You know what I mean? So in our reality, they need that, and part of something that the prison system has always done, and you can read about it, is called controlled chaos, right? It's totally unofficial and it's off the books. But controlled chaos means allow the men to have a little bit of something to chase in there, other than worrying about breaking out, or other than worrying about attacking guards, everything. In the old days, controlled chaos was black tar, powder, hooch, all that type of stuff, right? Real predictable results. And of course, tobacco, when it became illegal to smoke inside of a prison. And I'm still trying to figure out, why is it against the rules to smoke inside of a prison? Same reason why I don't understand why you can't have Playboys, penthouses, things like that. Give the man some type of outlet, give him some type of relief, right? And this isn't necessarily me taking the criminal side right here. It's just being realistic. There's been so many men's lives probably saved in there by a guy being able to go to a cell, smoke a cigarette, and think about what he was fixing to do. You know what I mean? And this officer right here actually got caught bringing in tobacco, which is a strange bust for me, right? Because I personally witnessed officers get caught bringing in tobacco, and they allow them to walk themselves off. They allow them to resign and get up out of there. This guy right here, Plug, what's up? This guy here got arrested and made some serious media coverage. So I'm willing to bet that he probably made some people mad in another type of way. And they use this as an example. Look, it says Huntsville, Texas. A TDCJ officer is facing charges for bringing contraband into a prison. Officials say I'm not going to say his name, was caught with 12 cans of tobacco inside his jacket and uniform pants on March 8th. More tobacco cans were found in his car as well. Authorities arrested him at the Walls unit. So he's breaking the rules. He's committing a crime. So technically he's a criminal, right? It's just strange for me to see them so worried about that when they know other officers are bringing in hard drugs, synthetic drugs, things like that. Those are the type of things that make the free world dangerous. So they make way more dangerous in there too. So that's probably the real truth right there, Gary. It's the cost of healthcare for smoking related illnesses. They know so many men in there with life without parole and all that. They don't want to have to pay for them oxygen tanks and cancer treatment and all that stuff later on. I get that. You know what? I didn't even think about that. So that makes a lot of sense. But this officer here, it just kind of shocked me. I ain't gonna lie. A carton of cigarettes in the feds was the last price I heard. They were going for $400. So what's a carton right now? Y'all let me know what the carton in the free world costs right now. They would take one free world cigarette and make 4 $5 roll-ups. So how much money are we looking at right here? 20 cigarettes times $20. You're $400 a pack. Then you're 10 packs in a carton, right? So the officer brings in a carton for $400 and you make $4,000. You see why they do it? That's pretty serious, right? That's some real money. They were bringing in an ounce of K2 that was probably $80 and making $10,000 off of it. Shit like that. But I'm going to tell you something. Being an inmate where there's no contraband, that's a hard time right there. Like, it's no fun. That's when people start politicking hard. People start getting hurt as soon as it goes dry. So I really don't know. There's no answer for it, right? I can see your comments, but I can't give you a wrench right now on StreamYard. My bad. Just getting a bunch of them. I'm streaming right now to Facebook, 3 places, Twitch, Twitter, I believe IG. What the hell is that other one? Something else too. So I'm getting comments from everywhere. They're coming in. Yeah, Gypsy. Hey, that'll do it too. How about that? Salute. Give them some decent food then. Give them something. You know what I'm saying? You can't take everything from these men, right? They were going through a time in prison recently where they were saying no sexy pictures could be mailed in. No girls bending over, no girls in bikinis, no girls in shorts, none of that type of stuff. But then wonder why people want to do homosexual type predator activities. It's a trip, man. It's that life you do not want. DP, what's up? Beverly, salute. Man, I just wanted to tap in with everybody, see what's going on. Talk about him making a big deal. So him getting caught is and them making a big deal out of it is what's surprising me. Out of probably the least harmful thing that he could have been bringing in, probably had 10, 15, 20 coworkers doing it. They singled out this man and they're just ended his career. But the same officers that ended his career for bringing in some cigarettes probably watched him abuse 2 or 3 guys last week. Think about that. That's why I'm saying it's shocking. What two don't go together? Rich, what's up, Rich? James, what's up, man? I see your lives all the time. I'm always trying to figure them out. The Grow and Share channel. Salute, my brother. Y'all drop y'all's location in chat for me. Let me know where y'all watching from. I always like that. Barbara, we know you're in Florida. Oh no, I'm sure he was getting paid. Yeah, you can bet he was getting paid. You know, they can set their price when they bring them in. That's the thing too. Now they're an officer, they got to trust inmates, right? and somebody find out what's going on, another inmate might tell just because he ain't getting a good price. You know what I mean? Think about it. Or he had some money and he wanted them to do it, but they didn't. Okay, Mario, that's got to be you right there. That ain't showing your name. For some reason, ain't showing the Facebook names. Paris, Texas, Toronto. Probably still cold up there in Toronto, huh? It's hot down here in Texas. Hey, Sarah, they're not all the same, though. So unless he's got some hella time or gang related or whatever, he might go somewhere laid back. We got people tapped in from everywhere, man. That's what's up, y'all. So yeah, when we talk about this place, we always are usually talking about the maximum security facilities, and the same type of stuff goes on everywhere, right? But not to necessarily an extreme. But the type of stuff that I mostly talk about and tell people, it isn't like the violence, the scariness, or anything like that. I try to express and emphasize to people your lack of freedom. That's the number one thing that you're dealing with in prison. Gypsy, thank you for that. I appreciate it. You're always showing love. Your lack of freedom, your lack of being able to get up and do what the hell you want, go outside, your lack of freedom to eat what you want, to, watch what you want, to, you know what one of the worst things in prison is? One of the moments where you wish it was quiet, but it's not going to be. Think about that. You might have something going on. You might have just got a bad call, got some bad news, and you're bad wishing everybody would just shut up and let you think. And they're still in there slamming dominoes, still yelling at the TV. That type of stuff is what I don't like. That's the type of shit that bothers you. Waking up for 2, 3 in the morning, sitting there for an hour hungry, watching everybody go eat before you. That's what's bad. What's up, Brittany? I need you to come on here with me soon. Give us an update. Let us know what's going on in your world. We know it's a lot. Baby Zero, it is. It is. So, it comes out, right? So human beings, we're animals. In our reality, we have animalistic tendencies, and I think that just comes down to a lot on the women being different from the men. Is women are just totally different than men. Men get competitive, aggressive, petty, want to create a pecking order right away at all times, whether it's sports, work, prison, everything. And a lot of women just have different characteristics, so yeah, it's going to be a different world. What they don't realize, though, is the women's prison in Texas, they'll still go to field squad. They'll still have all the same rules, all the same foul actions, same bad food, same white uniforms, so it's a different world. But the part about losing your freedom, losing your ability to do what you want to do when you want to do is still there. You know what I mean? And some men's prison is not all drama, that's for sure. No, because the men are much better at keeping their mouth shut. So that's one thing about it. In a maximum security facility, there can just be stuff happening all around you, and you never even know what's happening. You know what I mean? Until it's too late. Man, I cannot see nobody's name on Facebook. Somebody's shouting me out. What's up, man? Salute whoever that is. My bad. Look, the CO still be paying off his buddies. Man, that CO probably made, if he been getting away with it, made enough to retire and not even care. You know what I mean? That's real true facts. Remember the last one we talked about, they said it was a prison kingpin running a real life drug organization. That was, I think, on French Robertson. I'm not sure where that was. I can't remember. I did the video on it, but that one correctional officer had over $300,000 worth of money transferred to her cash app. Olivia, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, 300,000 cash app exchange. And I don't know how she thought she wasn't going to get flagged or get caught, right? At that point, you got yourself caught. Nah, yeah, so that's true right there, too. I mean, one of the things about it is people expect So when your family goes to prison, you expect them to get proper medical care, right? If you go to prison, you hope for proper medical care, but in reality, you're going to get subpar, like third world country type medical care. And in Texas, you gotta almost be dying to get anything beyond an ibuprofen and a cold buster, and that's the real truth. I don't know if y'all know what a cold buster is. Anybody in the comments know what actually ingredients are inside of a cold buster? But a cold buster is, so it's like a non-drowsy allergy pill. They'll give you that. Oh, there you go, Travis. Salute. They'll give you them cold busters and 2 ibuprofens for anything. Broken bones, probably have cancer and get them. It's pretty bad. I don't know what year they stopped having tobacco in prison. Do you know, Gary? Jim Foley, I don't know. Probably the prison guard is a little smarter when you think he's the one free, gets to go home. Who's more sneakier? The prisoner. Who's more cunning? The prisoner. Who's smarter and better off in life? Hell, the guard. That's not even close. We got to admit that. Yeah, so free healthcare in the pen. I mean, you definitely get basic medication if you need it, though. It might even be hard to get, right? Like take a long time, but there's people on blood pressure medication in there that need it, keeping them alive, stuff like that. But are you getting any type of health care that you would want, prefer, need, or anything like that? No. As far as dental care, pretty much the only thing they're going to do is pull your tooth. You know what I mean? There's some teeth pulling son of a guns in the penitentiary. Okay, salute, my man. I love that. I love that golden triangle for real. 94, no smoking. See, so I bet you in 1994 when they banned all smoking, every prison guard working there was just rubbing their hands together, thinking, "Oh, we're about to get rich," right? Because they bring that in, and if they get caught, they get that real mild introducing a contraband to a facility charge, and they make just as much money. But bringing in the drugs, they're gonna get they're gonna get possession cases and everything else. Wait a minute, you don't get free dental in the American prison system. I mean, yeah, they pull your teeth. If that's the dental care you want, they will pull them things. But you know what? I've seen people have to wait months to get a tooth pulled too. They're literally in aching pain, tooth broke, stuff like that. And yeah, it can take months. It's pretty hard. I ain't gonna lie. Went through the 80s. Yeah. The 80s was hard, So listen, every generation had its own struggle. Yeah, the waiting game is tough. So I talk about it all the time, baby zero, that my brother died in Bill Clemens on the cell floor while his cellmate was giving him CPR and they were yelling for help and nobody came for a long time. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not the life you want, right? I ain't complaining either. So if y'all think I'm complaining, I'm not. I'm just telling the facts, right? And there's a difference. The whole reason I like doing this channel, and one of the reasons I do it, and in my very first video, I started by saying, this is for the kids who big brother comes home telling them it was fun, it was cool, it wasn't no big deal. This channel is for the ones who big homies told them, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Prison ain't that bad, right? I do it for that. So when I talk about this type of shit, it's not me complaining. Whack, what's up, cuz? It's me trying to tell these people what to expect. And I think a lot of people, how about this? I know for a fact because I've had a lot of people contact me, right? If I ain't did nothing else, there's a whole bunch of men out here that went to bars and called Ubers on their way home, scared they're going to go to prison. They're not necessarily criminals. You know what I mean? They're not thinking. So maybe I save people like that from going to prison and save somebody's life that they didn't run over Frank, man, that's what's up, man. Shout out to the barbershop. See, I need a cut right now. That's one thing about it, man. Is this single daddy shit'll make you skip haircuts all the time. Wayne, what's up, Wayne? You know what? Somebody else sent me a picture, man. They was in Houston, somewhere like South Park. They was sitting in a chair and they was watching my shit on the big screen. I really like that. That's what's up, man. Corrections, mama. Yeah, so that's gonna be probation, right? Class 3 felony, 2 to 10. He's obviously don't have a criminal record, so he'll probably get 2 years probation. Just hope for his sake that he did it long enough to make it worth it, right? But in all reality, being a prison guard, if you can hang in there, if you can deal with it, and you're not a sadistic person, you're not a person that takes joy in hurting people and all that type of stuff, you can pretty much get away with 10 years sliding through and get your retirement because they have a 10-year retirement. Corrections, mama, what's up? I'm waiting on you whenever you're ready. Shout out to you and your son. Hope your son's doing all right. Tell him I said what's up when you talk to him. Yeah, so listen, baby zero, that's one thing that a lot of prison advocates don't like me, right? And that's fine with me because I say it like this: when men in Texas, including myself, are out here committing these crimes freely, we're not worried about catching felonies. We're riding with pockets full of drugs and illegal guns and all this other type of shit, right? It was like this when we were doing it. Matter of fact, it was worse when we were young. We just talked about the 80s being harder, the 90s being harder. I went in the early 2000s for the first time. You know what I mean? Like, the men going in now need less advocating than ever, if that makes any sense. Not saying they don't need some. It's just not me and my mission, right? My mission is to tell these people why they don't want to go in there in the first place. And that's real facts. Like, don't get in there now and expect us to change it for you, is what I'm trying to say. Does it need to be changed? Hell yeah. Is it wrong? Yep. Should we change it just because your loved one is in there today? Probably not. You know what I mean? I hate to say it. Does it need to be changed overall? Hell yeah. Has it taken federal judges and inspectors and everything to come through and get them right before? Yep. They need to come back and do it again. You know what I mean? So in our reality, that's my advocating. I'm advocating for the ones that haven't been yet. Or also for the families too, though, so I tell the loved ones all the time that exact thing. It's really extremely hard for a family to understand how much their child becomes state property. Exactly how little the state cares about what your mama thinks. You know what I mean? I see it every day in these groups where people's families want to call the warden, want to call people. And I'll say this a million times because this is probably 1,000,001. None of that works. None of that is okay. None of that does anything good for the inmate. None of that. The warden don't care if your loved one owes some people some money and he's scared. The warden don't care if your loved one didn't come in fighting and he don't have no respect. The warden don't care if a guard is being mean to your loved one. The warden don't care if he's not going to medical. The warden is the one that sets the tone for their prison. Everything that's happening in that prison, that warden knows about it and approves of it, or it would change today. So when I see all these crybaby people telling their families, call the warden, I just shake my head over and over again because that's somebody who got into prison, didn't know what to expect, and feel some type of entitlement, right? Because when you walk through there, they strip everybody butt naked. Everybody squats and coughs. Everybody's head gets shaved. Everybody gets some dirty clothes. You're no longer entitled to nothing, and your mama can't help you. And that's just the truth. And if you're okay with that, then come on down. Be next up. They got a place for you. If you want to be a slave, if you want to be state property, get your teeth pulled instead of fixed, you know what I mean, eating nasty food forever, then this is the life for you. But in all reality, to me, this is not the life you want. You know what I mean? It's definitely not the life I want anymore. Shaw, what's up, Shaw? Salute to everybody, man. Sorry, I've been missing the comments for a minute. Yeah, so look, that's what my daddy used to tell us too. Look, it's easy to get in trouble. It's hard to get out of it, right? Look at Mr. Larry. Mr. Larry made a quick decision, quick decision deal and paid the price for 42 years. He couldn't get back out of that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll spend 5 seconds of your life doing something crazy. It'll take you 5 years. Not only will it take you 5 years, but you'll no longer have anything when you come home, right? Wack, you want to come hop on the live with me, Wack? You know you can. I don't know what you got going on over there. San Diego 60 partner right there. Baby Zero. So I seen my homeboy Tight White in the feds was in there for robbing an empty house. A federal informant literally told him and his friends if they go rob this house, there was a whole bunch of cocaine in there and it was easy to get. When they went to rob it, was nothing in the house, and the feds came in right behind them. You know, the federal system is dirty. The whole little lifestyle is. You know what? Finna drop it right now, Wack. I think that should come through right there, man. Let my homeboy Wack Deuce jump on, man. Wack Deuce is my real life homeboy from San Diego, man. Talk to him all the time. Real one. Maximum security inmate. No dropout. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just planning to rob a bank. If they can catch you doing that. See, did y'all hear about the kids in, I believe it was in Houston? They were 12 and 8 that robbed a bank. Did y'all see that? A 12-year-old and an 8-year-old kid robbed a bank. And they're too young to go to the feds. They literally had to let the state arrest them on robbery charges, and they're going to send them to TYC. Oh, man, yeah. Say so. Texas takes that phone stuff serious. You know what I mean? When Bam dropped out the videos on IG, and I put one on here, 2 of them on here, he understood the circumstance that he was facing, right? He knew that it was already going to be some trouble, but Bam has already had SEG on a life without parole, so he's slammed down for the rest of his life. Literally, there was nothing they could do to him. Oh, was there 11-year-old too? So 12, 8, and 11 robbed the bank. Boy, that's Bebe's kids right there, isn't it? Appreciate it. Thank you. So check this out. I told y'all I stay in the hood over here still, man. I need to get out of here. I'm working on getting back out of here. But about 2 weeks ago, my daughter was playing in the backyard. And while she was playing in the backyard, 2 kids was trying to rob the neighbor's house. These kids were 12 and 9. They had rode their bike over there from Texas City and had little knives and was trying to jimmy the door. The neighbor was home. He heard his door getting jimmied. He didn't know who it was. He grabbed a 45, put it up to the door, and then looked on his Ring doorbell and realized it was little kids. When he hollered and yelled at them, the 2 little kids took off and then tried to break into the next house on the way down. You know what I mean? So kids are dangerous, right? I remember being 12 years old with my first little pistol. So it's bad, sad that you have to put little kids in prison and all that type of stuff. But you already know that's pure upbringing, pure environment, pure role models. You know what I mean? Like I could never see my daughter 8 years old want to go rob nothing from nobody. You know what I mean? Unless she's taking $5 out of my wallet or something, I could see that. So yeah, Texas is tough on crime. I mean, all you have to do, mister, is look at our death row, right? We have the only real active death row in the United States of America, period. There's other ones that'll execute people from time to time. They just had that story, I think, in Alabama where the guy used nitrogen gas to be executed. But out here, it's a regular thing. I mean, it's a regular thing. Our prisons have so many men with life without parole. And before that, they were getting 99 years. Before we had life without parole, the two main punishments for anything terrible was 99 years ag or life. And the life came up with 40. The 99 ag came up after 45. And then you had the death penalty. So there were a lot of people given the death penalty back then simply because life without parole wasn't an option and they just were so foul. But the general people of the world, I don't think it's actually real fair for them to just send them a jury notice and be like, hey, we need you to come on down here to the courthouse this week and decide if somebody else lives or dies, right? And I think a lot of people feel put in a bad position for that. So, somebody like my mother, she'd be able to do it, right? But I don't think my dad would want to give nobody the death penalty no matter what they did, but he would be all the way okay with giving them life without parole. It's just certain individuals, Some people will be okay with passing them to get in court and doing it themselves. You're dealing with the general public and a lot of different personalities. So I think the only things that do get the death penalty is murder and treason, right? If you do something that they consider treason, like a spy or something like that, they can give you the death penalty and murder. And I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Rape, sexual assault, and all that type of stuff. I believe never ever should somebody get their second conviction and not get life without parole. That's just real facts. If you have molested children twice or you raped women twice, then you are absolutely mandatory life without parole, right? And that goes for men too. Hey, if you raped men twice in your life, don't leave us out, right? Because there's men that get kidnapped and sexually assaulted and everything else too. So definitely don't leave us out. But the first time should be extremely harsh punishments because you're preying on people. But if we say it like that, most crimes where you have an innocent victim, I believe, should be punished harsh, right? I do believe that. I can't say that in my entire life with about 8 felonies that I have and 3 trips to prison. None of mine are for just making random victims, right? I never was out just robbing innocent people. I never shot anybody that wasn't like active, wanting to shoot me type thing. You know what I mean? Selling drugs was not a good look, but we never made them buy them, So I can honestly say I've never had a victim type crime. Did I do some stuff in my life, younger that I'm not proud of and everything? Of course. But I was never out just trying to violate the general public. Mostly we were trying to get money and everything that comes with that. But I agree. Like my brother died in prison with 50. So this is the injustice, right? My brother died in prison serving 50 years for 10 grams of coke. And one of my best friends got 55 for capital murder on a home invasion murder robbery. How is that okay? Think about it. 5-year difference between cocaine and kick door murder robbery. And then the guy with the cocaine dies in prison and the guy with the murder still living healthy. It's a crazy system, right? Oh, I can actually say this. So this will be a good one. And I don't think this was on the news. Maybe a week or two ago, a guy in Houston, he was 32 years old. Check this out. I didn't get the exact details of the case, but this guy got what he deserved. He was already a convicted sexual offender. I don't know if he had an adult victim in the past or a child victim. I'm not sure. But he was a registered offender, right? For some reason, somebody allowed him around their kids, 2 young girls. They were somewhere like the age of 9 and 11 or something like that. This man forced himself on these girls and made videos of it. He took the videos and he uploaded them to the Google One, to his Gmail storage, which is what took it federal, right? So the actual physical assault on the girls was not the problem for the feds. The digital part of it was. They said he had 9 images of him penetrating these little girls, and he had 3 videos, and they gave him 100 years for each girl. Think about that. 100 years stacked. So he's got to do 1,200 months for one girl, finish that, and do 1,200 months for the other. Now, that was something I was happy to see. But yeah, look. So there is something that a lot of parents are failing. I actually seen a meme the other day. It was I hate to say it, I don't even want to say it. It was a meme on Facebook where a lot of women were sharing out about somebody getting a big settlement for being molested and that they got it for free. And that broke my heart when I seen how many were sharing it around here. Like, is it really possible that this many young women was messed with as kids? And it just makes me want to keep my daughter closer and closer and closer. I'm telling y'all, after being in prison and seeing these weirdos, realizing that a lot of them are powerful people, man, it's a scary world raising a daughter, y'all. That's all I can say. It gets scarier and scarier. The more you pay attention as a father, the closer your child is to you, the more scarier this world is. You know, the natural reaction of a father is, well, if he does that, I'm gonna take him out, blah, blah, blah. But then after you take him out, what's gonna stop the next one from doing it to her? Because you're in prison. You know what I mean? And that's a hard pill to swallow right there. Only one time in my life have I actually really heard of a dad doing something like that, right? And that was right here in Lamarck a couple years ago. There was a back and forth with this little small gangs around here where they kept shooting each other, and they were serious. They were ending each other's lives. But one of the young men involved got shot, and he passed away. And his dad waited outside of one of the local clubs and got his revenge. Opened fire on the man and waited right there for the cops. Gave himself up. He's still right now facing that murder case. And I wish I could talk to him and ask him how he feels about it now, if he regrets it or if he's still happy he did it, because he definitely had a lot of time to think about it and he still did it. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So I only have 1, 2, right? I was talking to one of my homeboys the other day that I used to kick it with a lot when I was in the streets. He's one of them cats where you call him up 24 hours a day. He's ready to go do his thing. Hollywood, what's up, man? Y'all be ready on Wednesday. I'm gonna be ready for y'all. But I was telling him, he was like, what's up? Let's go do this. Snow, let's go do that. All the type of stuff we used to do. I kept telling him, nah, fam, you ain't understanding, man. Look, we got two stars in here, 16 to life. What's up, my brother? Got that killer content. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to 16 to life from California, man. He's one of the stand-up prison guys. OG Hollywood too. Make sure y'all subscribe to both channels. And so it was hard, right? Like hard to make him understand that now, man, this is what I'm doing right now for the next few years. I'm here. I pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? I got a place to sit. I don't gotta go nowhere. When my daughter goes to sleep at 7, my night is done. I got to get it all done before that, and she's on a strict schedule. You know what I mean? 16 to life, man. I've been wanting to do one with you, man. I'd love to do a collab. Sure would. Channel's about the same. We've been growing the same. That'd be real dope, man. I enjoy his stuff. If not, either way. And y'all, so we're gonna do the Ferguson Chronicles Wednesday on this channel. Hollywood and CEO Hockley, man, they've been doing a great show that needs a little bit more attention. So we're gonna run that. Make sure y'all tap in. Dub's channel did 30 years in California corrections, and yeah. So I don't know if that's the Hispanic Dubs or whatever. I've seen them a couple times. But I don't watch a lot of the California stuff no more. When this prison genre first dropped out, that's almost all there was California content. But our systems are just so different. People like to compare them, and I end up in that old back and forth Cali versus Texas type shit, and I just get tired of it. Me and Wack talk about it all the time on the phone, like friends. But he said, so Wack said something, the other day from the California perspective. He said, man, in all reality, out this whole country, Texas and California pretty much the only ones that matter to everything. And he's right. Right. New York in there some kind of way. But when we was young, New York was trendsetters, cultural icons. That hadn't been like that in a long time. Not for us in Texas anyway. I'm sure they still have a lot of influence on the East Coast. But for here, it's not. Magnificent Monica. How you doing, Denitza? Shout out to San Antonio. Hope everything's going all right. Hope you're feeling better. Starting to be a little more happy. Baby Zero. I know that's right. So, I remember my first day out the walls, though. Man, only thing I wanted, period, was Whataburger. And there wasn't nothing on my mind, man. I'm talking about on the way over there. Appreciate that, Hollywood. Thank you, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. Y'all see it on here in a couple of days, I promise. But yeah, man, the only thing was on my mind at that time. It wasn't sex, it wasn't nothing else. It was Whataburger. All I was thinking about was, man, I need that food. Got that, then everything else kind of set in, reality set in, you know what I mean? And it was cool. Yeah, well, okay, so I forgot about them. Yeah, that 16 to life. You know what, homie? The Chicago guys have always been real influential in Texas too. I ain't gonna lie, right? Like a lot of media and stuff like that skipped over them for a lot of times when Bloods and Crips and all that was getting the attention, colors and everything. But if you look around here, there was just as many Latin Kings in South Texas. Black Disciples was huge in Houston. You know what I mean? There was Latin Kings all down here in Galveston, all over the place. So they had maybe not as big of influence in Texas, but they definitely had their part. You know what I mean? There was a whole bunch of people in Texas screaming "Free Larry Hoover" before anybody really knew who Larry Hoover was in the general public anyway. I feel like everybody would do better developing their own swag and style, if you want to know the truth. Because in all reality, you know, trying to do it like somebody else ain't never gonna be the right way. Look, I seen Hollywood and CEO Hockley and them the other day, about 2 weeks ago. They was going in about them Dallas haircuts, right? And it was all fun. It was cool as hell, but it was real, right? Them Dallas cats that wear that haircut, you can spot them from like 10 miles away out of a crowd if they're anywhere else in Texas. It is unbelievable. They don't care, right? That's them. They rock them. Guys in Houston on the south side used to do the little south side fade where they'd have a little patch of hair in the front, everything else faded back. And everything just kind of takes turns, I guess. You know what I mean? But that drill music started bringing back Chicago back big time, for real. You say it's crazy now. There's Bloods and Crips in New York City. So they're worldwide. I mean, it's a worldwide phenomenon. You know what I mean? And that's how good the guys made it look, I guess, how cool it looked. The difference between the gangs in New York, as far as I know, and most of the gangs everywhere else, is most of the gangs, including the Bloods and Crips that I know about, were started by grown men in New York, right? In the jail system, Rikers Island, and all that type of stuff. When the majority of gangs in Texas, almost every gang I know about, was influenced by older people and from other places like Cali and stuff like that. But the actual founding members and people that started the gangs in Texas were children. And when you hear most of the stories about them in California, they were high school kids starting these gangs, right? And when you start something like that when you're young, you kind of grow up with it. The next generation under you is growing up into it. So when I see grown men starting gangs, like when you hear about them going out there and King Blood taking a Latin King to these grown men and all that, now that's weird to me, right? Because there comes a point in your life where you start to grow up out of that foolishness, or you should. So to be a grown man and just getting involved in it is a different thing. Look at this girl, man. I wish I could see that. I got my daughter FaceTiming me right now. Yeah, so no, I don't think, and that's how strong they were, right? There's no Chicago gangs in LA, no LA gangs in Chicago. Probably never will be. And they just operate so different, you know. But like I say, I'm the channel right here. So I got a giant 60 on my back. I got a big old dollar sign right here with some other types. So I got about 3 or 4 big ass gang tattoos on my body, right? That'll probably always be there. But at the same time, I will never promote it again. Never at all, because one of the big homies down here said it. Where's the Crips and Bloods legal defense fund? Where's the Crips and Bloods college fund? Where's the Crips and Bloods retirement homes? It's all penitentiary. You know what I mean? And it comes to a point where the people that are old enough, that have a following, have the respect and all that, have to try to give back to this world. If you're the type of person that just says, man, I don't care about this world, it's just me and mine, you might do all right. But I guarantee you, the minute that you care about this world, you'll start receiving abundant blessings, period. And you don't have to believe it or not. You can try it for yourself or you can just not. Gregory Johnson, salute, man. You Stone, salute. Get up in these comments for a minute. I seen you said something 16 to life. See, look at that. That's how it goes, man. Whoever's hot, you know, Houston had a time where they had their time in the light too. It just, everybody gets a turn, right? Man, I don't know why I can't see the Facebook comments. That's crazy today. What y'all got going on, man? I just wanted to tap in and see what everybody was up to. I hadn't did a live. I did a video the other day. It was a story, and the actual content matter of the story is getting it limited down by YouTube, right? I uploaded a short about it that has almost no views, and I did the video. It's probably the lowest viewed video I've ever seen, but it's called The Craziest Way I Ever Seen to Catch a Jailhouse Thief. Y'all make sure y'all catch that one. I swear you ain't heard a story like this one before, and it's true. The guy was just talking about doing the 55 years on the murder. That's his brother I'm telling you the story about. So I'd say there's nothing funny about jail, prison, none of that. But I actually, Sarah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But I actually did do a kind of funny story, right? And it wasn't funny when it was happening, about somebody stealing, about how he caught them in a foul way and everything else. But it's real life, right? You're dealing with a bunch of people that are crazy as hell. Hold on a second. My bad. That's my daughter. I dropped her off. My little niece having a birthday party today, and I dropped her off over there. You should have seen my daughter on that trampoline. That's my first time ever seeing her on a trampoline. If y'all been watching, you know she's doing karate right now, taekwondo. So she was over there doing flying karate kicks and everything else. I couldn't get her to do a backflip though. Baby Zero, where you from? I don't remember seeing your name. I'm assuming somewhere in Texas. You said you did time. And, you know, so I do have a woman that wants to come do a video with me about her time in Texas prison. And she was actually there for a long time on a serious case. So that'll be happy birthday to your mama. That'll be cool. And one lady, she was this commie nerd. I can't remember her screen name, but she was an actual women's prison guard too. I like to talk to her because you know what? So there's a clear divide on how people look at things based on being an ex-prison guard or ex-inmate, but it's both of them hate the system. There's so many disgruntled ex-prison guards. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Lamarck, Texas, man, down here in Galveston County, about 20 minutes south of southeast Houston. San Saba. Okay. Oak Cliff. Oh shit. She know about them Dallas Shags I was talking about then. D-Town, you know, D-Town is not the smallest, I mean not the biggest city in Texas, but man, them Dallas Fort Worth cats, rough and tough. That was OG Hollywood just in here, man. Hollywood did 20 years on a life sentence coming out of Dallas. And them Dallas guys are their own gang by themselves. Oh, Lord. 16 counts of organized criminal gang activity. So you're lucky that didn't go fed back then, right? Because that would have been a life sentence. Oh, 25 years. My fault. Man, I ain't going to take my bad, bro. I ain't taking nothing from you. 25 years. And I do know what Ferguson, Beto, and Hughes unit is the ones I remember. All three places nobody wants to go. Hey, Hollywood, that's what I need y'all to talk about Wednesday if y'all want to make it good, right? Me and Kryptonite got into it a little bit about the checking on when you first got there, like what you seen around you, right? Just random people, not big homies coming in, not gangsters coming in, just random people, dog. Just got that scared look in their eye. Let us know how it was when you first got there versus how when you left. You know what I mean? Because I was telling Kryptonite, right, that Safe Prisons Act is a touchy subject because when him and a few other y'all were talking about it, somebody that went to prison after that has no understanding, no clear cut what y'all mean. Right. So if y'all could describe, so I know Kryptonite went home right when the safe prison thing came in or right before it came into effect, but you got to see before and after. So that would be some dope content that a lot of people would like to see. If y'all got some time, that would be legit. Alvin, Texas. Man, I'm in Alvin all the time. I ain't gonna lie. Go there, Manville, Rose Sharon, Alvin all the time for work. I actually got my CDL at Alvin Community College. Nah, it ain't easy. Yo, man, listen. So one thing about it, Hollywood, people with a smaller sentence, you know what I'm saying? Like myself, Kryptonite, everybody, we could discharge that shit, take it to the door, right? Somebody with a life sentence ain't trying to hear that. That don't even make sense. What you mean take it to the door? That's a casket. So you trapped in this fucked up environment where these people write you a case for anything. And you gotta navigate, bob and weave and dodge the system 100 times more trying to come home. And that's a whole stress upon us, by itself right there. That only somebody with a long sentence would know. Like literally your only chance in life of coming home is parole. And that can be blown in a blink of an eye. So yeah, that's kind of bad. That's a bad situation. That's that life you don't want, y'all. Now, so they used to have rumors that after 7 years you could come back and be you could be a prison guard and all that. It's not true. I asked somebody. I said, yeah, life on the line. That's what I'm saying. So you got your day-to-day life on the line while you're trying to stay out of trouble and get free. Ain't no fucking fun. So, Hollywood, y'all make it look cool, right? I ain't gonna lie. Like when I watch the show and I still watch all the time, y'all are so cool and y'all got so adept to it and good at prison life that y'all smooth with it. And I try to be the exact opposite way, right? I try to do it the opposite way on purpose and show these people. I try to shock them, try to tell them shit they ain't thought about, and a lot of that. And it works both ways because the people that won't listen to me will listen to y'all, and vice versa. So it's good. Look at that, 46 years wrongful conviction. The state gave him 750. So that's a lot, though. I ain't gonna lie. I remember at one time they had that capped off. Hollywood might can remember more about that. It was something like a $250,000 cap, or it was 25,000 a year or something. They was giving you to up to a $250,000 cap or something. That was actually pretty brutal. That was so they have very little repercussion if they wrongfully convict you. If they push through a trial, push through shit, and they realize in the bottom of their heart that you're not guilty, they ain't got no reason not to let you, to care, because they're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like if I'm a prosecutor and I convict Hollywood of murder, but Hollywood really didn't do that murder, How's that affect me in any type of way? It don't. No, I didn't see what you're replying back to, but yeah, so that's true. Texas, I think, is the only state too. After you've been off of parole for 5 years, you can have a firearm in your house. It can be a 12 gauge. You can be around it, use it to defend yourself, not a pistol, and you can't leave your house with it. And federal law says you can't be the one to buy it. And that's something that's good about Texas, right? So that's one of the good things. Y'all check out what I said. Friday, he can tell. I don't know if it's gonna be 7 or 8 o'clock. I'm gonna do the Ferguson Chronicles on this channel live with OG Hollywood and CEO Hockley, man. 16 to life. You'll love it down here. I swear. The only thing we don't have is legal marijuana. Other than that, it's all right. If you ain't trying to come be a criminal and you're just trying to live, Texas is good, man, because the housing is cheap, the cost of living is cheap, our gasoline is cheaper down here, the food is cheaper, everything is cheaper. And you got the right to defend yourself down here with deadly force if you want to, and you got the right to defend your property. So I'm not being funny, right? Like they call Austin now East California because Austin has so many California people, and they're not wanting to go back. Austin is probably our most expensive part of Texas, and California people are moving here calling it cheap, if you can imagine that. Yes, ma'am, Castle Law. So things are changing slowly but surely, right? Like felons can now vote. They mailed me a voter registration card the other day. I forgot I was even registered to vote. They did it with my driver's license. You can have a gun in your house. If they'll ever legalize gambling and legalize marijuana, shit, it'll be the real deal down here. Yeah, no, hell no. It ain't for nobody, bro. But for sure, everybody can't handle it. Some people can, some people can't, right? This ain't the life you want, though. Y'all, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Hollywood, much love. 16 to life. Everybody that sent a couple bucks, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Single Daddy, always appreciate it. And make sure y'all tune in. I might do another story video tonight. I'm not sure. Make sure you go check out the last one I just did, though. It's only at 2,000 views because of the subject matter. They're not letting it hit the algorithm, but it'll end up getting up there. Y'all have a great day, and I'm going to tap up out of here. 16 to life. Salute, man. Let's do one together if you want. It'll be dope.